My girlfriend said she could do better than me. After she found out other men didn't want her, she begged for my forgiveness, but it was too late. Be me, 29, living in Phoenix, marketing executive at major company, making good money and living comfortable life. Have this story I need to share about my ex-GF Jessica. Been together for 2 years. Me, 29, her 24. When we first started dating, thought I hit the jackpot. Jessica was literally perfect. The type of girl who turns heads everywhere she goes. Drop dead gorgeous, super confident. Always had this vibe like she owned the room. Was so proud to call her mine. About 8 months ago, big decision time. Decided to move in together. Actually, she moved into my house, since I own it. Jessica's still finishing her degree. Working part-time at local boutique. I'm covering all the bills. Rent, utilities, groceries, even her car insurance. Didn't mind it at first. Saw it as investing in our future together. Thought I was helping her focus on studies. Building something real. For a while, it felt like a dream. Jessica was sweet, funny, full of energy. Made me feel like the luckiest guy alive. Working long hours at the office, but didn't care. Loved coming home to her. She had this way of lighting up every room, at least in the beginning. First few months of living together were amazing. Weekends spent exploring new hiking trails, binge watching true crime documentaries, just enjoying each other's company. Perfect life, or so I thought. Then things started changing. Jessica became more distant. Wasn't super obvious at first, just little things at the start. Stopped waiting for me to eat dinner, started scrolling on her phone instead of talking. Constantly on Instagram or TikTok. Then she started going out more, always telling me she was meeting friends. Didn't think much of it initially. She's allowed to have her own life, right? But it became a regular thing. Weekends, weeknights, random evenings. Getting home from work expecting to spend time with her. Finding empty house instead. When she did come home, either glued to her phone or heading straight to bed. No, how was your day? No hugs. Nothing. Try to bring it up one night. Tell her we're not spending much time together anymore. She just brushes it off. I just need some me time. You're overthinking it. MFW, I'm overthinking it. Putting every bit of effort into this relationship. Trying to make things work. Somehow, I'm the one at fault for wanting to feel connected. Didn't sit right with me, but didn't want to seem clingy or controlling. So I let it go. Things only got worse after that. Would wake up on Saturdays, find her already gone. She'd text me hours later. Just hanging with the girls? Or something equally vague. Stopped asking for details. Every time I did, she'd act like I was interrogating her. So I kept quiet. Hoping it was just a phase, hoping things would go back to normal. But it was really starting to get to me. Felt like a roommate, instead of her boyfriend. Doing everything to make her comfortable. Paying all the bills. Making sure she didn't have to stress about money. She couldn't even bother to spend time with me. Wasn't even about the money anymore. It was about the complete lack of effort from her side. Remember this one night specifically. Come home after 14-hour shift. Exhausted from big project deadline. House completely dark. No sign of Jessica. Text her asking where she is. Gets back to me an hour later. Just out. Don't wait up. That's it. No explanation. No apology. Nothing. Sit there on the couch, staring at her message. Feel this knot in my stomach. What am I even doing this for? Try telling myself she's just stressed with school. Maybe she needs some freedom. Deep down, know something's off. Started feeling like I was putting in all the effort, while she just took everything for granted. The thing is, I loved Jessica. She wasn't just some girlfriend. She was someone I saw a future with. Wanted to believe we were building something together. But the more time passed, more I realized I was the only one building. She was just sitting on the sidelines, reaping all the benefits. Started second-guessing everything. Was I being too nice? Was I enabling her behavior by doing too much? Didn't want to feel this way. Couldn't help it, though. Every time I came home to an empty house, or a girlfriend who barely acknowledged my existence, felt like a slap in the face, giving her everything, getting bare minimum in return. Talk to a couple friends about it. They tell me I need to set boundaries. One of them jokes that I'm basically her sugar daddy. Without the sugar, laugh it off at the time. But it stings because it feels true. Don't want to believe Jessica's just using me. But signs keep adding up. Know I need to have serious talk with her. Want to figure out if we're still on the same page. Or if I'm just fooling myself. Tell myself I'll bring it up next quiet moment together. If we ever have one again, that night I ask myself something. Is Jessica really the person I thought she was? Or was I just blinded by how much I wanted her to be that person? Questions stuck in my head for days. Caught up trying to figure out how to bring it up. Without sounding like I'm accusing her. Don't want to come off as insecure or controlling. Just want answers. But Jessica beats me to it. In the worst way possible. One night she actually stays home. Think maybe we can finally have a normal evening. Order Thai food from her favorite place. Sit on the couch together. Start talking about random stuff. Feels nice. Like old times. For a second, think maybe things are turning around. Conversation shifts to relationships. Start talking about loyalty. Mention how important it is to me. Feel like we should be on the same team. Jessica laughs. Gives me this look, like I just said something incredibly stupid. Then she hits me with it. You know you're pretty replaceable? There are tons of guys who'd love to be with me. Nephew, I think I misheard her. Literally blink and ask what? She just repeats it, this time with a little smirk. Like it's the funniest thing ever. Don't get so serious. She adds, you know I'm joking. Except it doesn't feel like a joke. Not even close. Just stare at her for a moment, trying to figure out if she realizes how messed up that was to say, but she doesn't. Just keeps scrolling on her phone, like she hadn't just shattered whatever was left of my confidence in this relationship. Don't want to blow up. Keep calm. Ask, is that how you really feel? She rolls her eyes. Oh my God, you're being so dramatic. Of course not. But like, it's true. Guys hit on me all the time. It's not my fault you can't handle that. MSW, I'm floored. Not only does she double down, makes it seem like I'm the problem for being upset about it. Worst part? She doesn't even apologize. Acts like it's no big deal, like I'm overreacting to her casual cruelty. Rest of the night is awkward. Don't say much. Neither does she. She goes to bed early, probably annoyed that I'm not laughing along. Meanwhile, I sit there on the couch, replaying the whole thing in my head. Can't shake the feeling that she really believes what she said, that I'm just another guy in a long line of options for her. Next day, try to act normal. Want to see if she'll bring it up, maybe apologize, or at least acknowledge what she said. But nope, acts like everything's fine. Even kisses me on the cheek before heading out to meet her friends, like nothing happened. That's when it really hits me. She doesn't care at all. Doesn't care how her words made me feel. Definitely doesn't care about how one-sided everything has become. I'm just there. Convenient. Replaceable. Start noticing other things after that. Little comments she makes about how other guys look at her, how her friends joke about her being the hot one in our relationship. Always brushed it off before. Now it feels different. Like she's testing me. Seeing how much I'll let slide. Thing is, never saw myself as the jealous type. Always believed if you trust your partner, there's no need to stress about that stuff. But this isn't about trust anymore. It's about respect, and Jessica doesn't respect me. Plain and simple. Over the next few days, start pulling back. Stop texting her during the day to check in. Stop asking about her classes. Stop asking if she needs anything. Figure why bother? If she thinks I'm so replaceable, what's the point of putting in all this effort? But at the same time, not ready to end things yet. Keep telling myself maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe she really was joking. Maybe I'm just blowing it out of proportion. 2 years is a long time to throw away over one comment, right? Try to convince myself of that. But deep down, no, it's not just one comment. It's everything. The distance, the entitlement, the complete lack of effort. That comment was just the cherry on top of a cake that had been rotting for months. One night sitting in living room, scrolling through phone, Jessica walks in, barely looks at me, heads straight to bedroom. Call out to her. Hey, do you have a minute? Want to talk? She groans like I just asked her to move a mountain. What? She says. Hesitate for a second. Try to find the right words. Do you even want to be in this relationship anymore? She looks at me like I grew second head. What kind of question is that? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Want to say because you think I'm disposable? Instead, just nod and say, I don't know. Feel like we're not on the same page. She sighs and rolls her eyes. You're overthinking again. Can we not do this right now? I'm tired. That was it. She doesn't even care enough to have the conversation. Watch her walk into bedroom, close the door. Realize I can't keep doing this. Something has to change. And soon. Because can't keep pretending everything's fine when it clearly isn't. But before I can figure out how to handle Jessica, life decides to handle it for me. Get a call from one of her friends. Let's call her Katie. Katie and Jessica are close. Not best friends, but definitely tight enough. Her calling me is unexpected. Almost don't answer. Like, what could Katie possibly have to say to me? Pick up anyway. Hey, what's up? Try to sound casual. Even though stomach is already doing flips, Katie doesn't waste any time. Listen, I don't know if I should even be telling you this, but I feel like you deserve to know. That's when I know. This isn't going to be a friendly chat. Brace myself as she continues. Jessica's been seeing other people. Like not just one person, but multiple guys. And it's been going on for a while. For a solid 10 seconds. Just sit there in stunned silence. Gripping phone like it's keeping me upright. Are you sure? I finally managed to ask. Katie sighs. I'm sure. I didn't want to get involved. But we had a fight the other day. And some things came out. She's been bragging about it. Like it's no big deal. She even called you her backup plan. Backup plan. I'd been putting everything into this relationship. And to Jessica, I was just her safety net, someone to fall back on, while she did whatever the hell she wanted. Why are you telling me this now? I ask. Not accusing, just genuinely curious. Katie hesitates for a moment. Honestly, because I think it's messed up. You're a good guy. You don't deserve to be treated like this. I'd want someone to tell me if I were in your shoes. Now I know how girls act when they fight. Katie and Jessica had rocky history. Even when they pretended to be friends, Katie always seemed eager to criticize Jessica. Behind her back, not hard to imagine she'd jump at chance. To see Jessica crash and burn, there's a chance she's exaggerating, or even outright lying, just for revenge. Still, timing makes me uneasy. Jessica had been throwing up red flags for months. This feels like missing puzzle piece. That ties it all together. Can't just dismiss it outright. Need to figure out truth on my own. Over next few days, start investigating, without being obvious about it. No confronting Jessica without proof is pointless. She'd deny everything. Or twist it around to make me the bad guy. Decide to use her patterns against her. One thing about Jessica, she's a creature of habit. Especially with her nights out, always says she's with friends, but super vague about details. Never specific about where they go, or who she's with. So next time she says she's heading out, casually ask which friend she's meeting. Oh, just Amanda, she replies quickly. Barely looks at me while grabbing her keys. Wait about an hour. Then call Amanda. Not to accuse, not to hint at anything. Just play it cool. Hey, Amanda, I say friendly. Jessica said she was hanging with you tonight. Her phone seems dead, can't reach her. Just wanted to check what time she'll be home. Amanda hesitates. Long pause. Then she says, she's not with me tonight. I haven't seen her in weeks, actually. Her voice sounds genuinely confused. First confirmation. Don't react on phone. Oh, no worries, I say casually. Maybe I misunderstood. Thanks anyway. Hang up and start thinking. If she's not with Amanda, who's she with? Where is she? That's when remember something. Jessica has favorite hangout spot. Never mentions anymore. This trendy wine bar downtown. Used to love it when we first started dating. Kind of place for quiet conversation. Not wild nights out. Hadn't brought it up in months. But have hunch it's still part of her routine. Drive over there. Park few blocks away. So she won't spot my car. Heart racing though. Try to keep thoughts in check. Just a hunch, I tell myself. Way to rule things out. Or so I hope. Part of me still holding on to slim hope. Maybe Katie exaggerated. Maybe Jessica isn't capable. Of what I'm about to uncover? Sure enough, there she is, sitting at table by window, but not alone. Stomach drops. She's laughing, leaning in close to some guy. Never seen him before? The way her eyes light up. Casual way she touches his arm. Way he leans toward her. It's all too intimate. They're not just friends. Can feel weight of betrayal settle in chest. Heavy and cold. Everything I tried to ignore, to rationalize, suddenly impossible to deny. Don't storm in. Even though I want to, stay calm. Despite hands shaking, pull out phone. Take picture from sidewalk, just enough to document what I need. Without drawing attention, as I snap the photo, all I can feel is anger and humiliation and some weird sense of validation. All those doubts I'd been suppressing, all those red flags I'd tried to explain away. They're right there, staring back at me through the glass. She'd played me, plain and simple. Worse, she'd assumed I was too blind or too trusting to ever figure it out. But truth is out now, and I'm not about to let her get away with it. Next morning, wake up with strange clarity. Not even angry at first, just done. There's no salvaging this, no fixing what's been broken. Jessica made her choices. Now, it's time for me to make mine. Time to show her which one of us is replaceable. Don't waste any time. Moment, I decide I'm done. Get to work. First, cancel autopay for her car insurance. She relied on me to handle it for months. That ship has sailed. If she wants luxury of driving around town, she can figure out how to pay for it herself. Then open the fridge, stocked with all her favorite stuff, expensive kombucha she loves, organic acai bowls, that fancy imported cheese she always insists on buying, but never finishes. All of it gone. Not going to keep catering to someone laughing behind my back while enjoying comfort I provide. Next, tell her straight up, she needs to start covering her share. Water, electricity, internet, all of it. I'm not running free ride program anymore. She looks at me so confused when I bring it up, but I stay calm. You're an adult, I tell her. It's time you start acting like one. This isn't about being petty. It's about drawing a line, not going to be her safety net anymore. Want her to feel it. If she's been treating me like backup plan, this entire time, she's about to get reality check. When Jessica notices the changes, she doesn't waste any time confronting me. Storms into living room one evening. Clutching letter from her insurance provider. Why didn't the insurance go through this month? She snaps, waving paper like it's declaration of war. Barely glance up from my seat. Because I'm not paying for it anymore. Say it simply. Her eyes narrow, tone turning sharper. What's that supposed to mean? It means you're an adult, Jessica. You can figure it out. Reply with steady, cold voice. Want her to feel weight of her own actions, without me having to spell it out. She's not done, of course. What's your problem lately? She fires back, voice rising with each word. You've been acting weird. And now this. Are you seriously trying to punish me for something? Can't help but let out short, bitter laugh. Irony of her accusation almost comical. Punish you? Say while locking eyes with her. Jessica, you've been running around behind my back while I've been holding everything down. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? Watch color drain from her cheeks. For a moment, she looks like might deny it. But then she straightens up, folds her arms defensively. Who told you that? She asks. Tone sharp but betraying hint of panic. Lean back in my chair. Keep my voice even. No one told me. Reach into pocket. Pull out phone. Open the photo I'd taken at wine bar. There she is, sitting with random guy, laughing like they're happiest couple in world. Recognize this? Ask. Tone cutting through silence like knife. Don't give her chance to spin lie. So tell me, Jessica. Continue. Voice unwavering. How many other guys? Guys who've been hitting on you? Are you dating now? Because clearly you've moved on. While still living under my roof, her defensiveness quickly turns to rage. You don't understand. I deserve attention. You've been so busy with work that I felt like I wasn't even in relationship anymore. Stand up, eyes narrowing as look down at her. You made a mistake, Jessica. Say it firmly. You took me for granted. You thought I'd stick around? No matter how little you respected me, but let me make one thing clear. I'm not your safety net. You lost that the moment. You decided I was replaceable. She glares at me, voice rising as she shouts, You're being dramatic. Every girl gets hit on. It doesn't mean anything. Maybe if you'd paid more attention to me, I wouldn't have felt the need to go out so much. Her words are like gasoline on fire. Don't put this on me. Say coldly. You had a choice. You could have talked to me. Instead, you decided to cheat on me. That's on you, not me. Jessica's face crumples. But I don't let up. You wanted to know what my problem is? It's you, Jessica. And now I'm done. She starts to speak, but cut her off. Cut the crap and pack your things. Find somewhere else to stay. This isn't your home anymore. Words hang in air for a moment. Can see wheels turning in her head. She's trying to figure out how to spin this, how to manipulate situation in her favor. But for once, I'm not giving her the chance. You can't just kick me out, Jessica cries, voice shaking, tears streaming down face. I don't have anywhere to go. Please don't do this. I'll fix things. I promise. Lock eyes with her as she stands there trembling. Jessica, I say. Tone steady. I've worked hard to build a stable life for us. Turns out you don't deserve it. Remember what you said? That there were plenty of guys who'd love to be with you. Well, maybe it's time you find one of them. Because I'm done. Her tears turn into full-on sobbing as she drops to her knees. I didn't mean it. She wails, clutching at her chest. I wasn't thinking. I was just joking. Please don't throw me out. I'll change. I'll do anything. Shake my head, voice unwavering. You made your choices, Jessica. You disrespected me. Lied to me. Treated me like an option. Now you're dealing with consequences. It's not my job to save you anymore. For a moment. See her desperation turn to anger. You'll regret this, she spat, rising shakily to feet. You'll regret losing a girl like me. You'll never find anyone better. Can't help it. Let out short, sharp laugh. Makes her flinch. Better than you, Jessica? You're replaceable. You've proven that... Goodbye. She stands there stunned, mouth opening and closing, like she wants to say more. But no words come out. Finally grabs her things, storms out, slams door behind her, as silence settles over house. Feel no regret, no second guessing, just relief. Not going to let her guilt or arrogance hold me back any longer. In days that follow, feel strange mix of emotions. How could I have let it get this far? How had I not seen signs sooner? But of course, Jessica isn't going to let things end quietly. Within days, start hearing from mutual friends. Apparently, she's been telling everyone that I was controlling and emotionally abusive. Claims I kicked her out for no reason. Says I never let her have any freedom. Can't believe it. She's rewriting entire relationship, making herself out to be victim, while painting me as some kind of monster. At first it pisses me off. Want to defend myself? Want to set records straight? But then realize something? People who truly know me won't buy her lies. They've seen how much I did for her, how one-sided relationship had become. Anyone who believes her isn't someone I need in my life anyway? Few weeks later, run into mutual friend at Starbucks. Has some news about Jessica. Apparently she moved on. Started dating some rich guy. At first just shrug it off. It's not my business anymore. But then friend smirks. Adds interesting detail. Well, it didn't last 2 weeks. Turns out he dumped her. As soon as he found out, she'd been living with you rent-free, and you were paying for her school tuition. Guess he wasn't thrilled about being her next ATM. Can't help but chuckle. Classic Jessica, always looking for upgrade, thinking she's irreplaceable. Honestly, don't feel bad for her. She made her choices. Now dealing with consequences. Only thing on my mind. Hoping she wouldn't try crawling back. Bringing more trouble into my life. Life goes on though. And within month after Jessica left, start seeing someone else. Someone who actually treats me with respect and kindness. Let's call her Diana. Diana is everything Jessica wasn't. Supportive, thoughtful, and real. She doesn't just take from me, actually cares about giving back. To relationship. For first time in long time, feel valued. Word gets around fast. Doesn't take long for Jessica to find out. Don't know how exactly, maybe mutual friend, maybe social media. But when she does, she loses it. According to few people we both know, she's completely devastated. Suddenly reality hits her. That I've moved on. While no one wants her, she's not handling it well. At first, she tries subtle things. After that guy dumps her, sending random texts asking to talk, even showing up at places. She knows I might be. I ignore all of it. I'm over her, and Diana deserves my full attention. But then Jessica decides to escalate things in most dramatic way possible. It all starts one evening. Hear shouting outside my house. At first think it's just street noise, but then recognize Jessica's voice. Walk to door, open it, and there she is, standing on porch with 4 of her friends. They're all ganging up on me, like I'm some kind of criminal. Their voice is loud and chaotic. You're unbelievable. One of her friends yells, pointing at me like I'm on trial. You think you can just toss her aside? Like she's nothing. You're heartless, Jessica adds, tears streaming down face. She looks genuinely distraught. But I'm not falling for it. After everything we've been through, you're just done with me. Just like that? Lean against doorframe. Cross arms. Stay calm, controlled, unmoved. What do you want, Jessica? Ask, keeping tone firm, ignoring comments flying from her entourage. Her voice cracks as she speaks. I came here to tell you something important, but you won't even talk to me. You just slammed the door on me. On us? Her friends nod, giving her moral support like they're her backup singers. One of them chimes in. You don't even know what she's been dealing with. She deserves better than this. Are you done? Ask in steady voice. Keep eyes locked on Jessica, because I'm not interested in theatrics. If you have something to say it. Jessica's lip trembles, looks at her friends for backup, then back at me. Finally blurts it out. I'm pregnant. It's yours. Porch falls silent. Her friends stare at me, clearly expecting some big reaction. But I don't flinch, just stand there watching her, calm and collected. Is that so? Say finally. Raising eyebrow. And you came here with your cheerleading squad. To tell me this? Because? She sniffles. I didn't know how to tell you, says between sobs. I've been scared. And I don't know what to do. All right. Say, nodding slowly. Let's cut the drama. If you're pregnant, you'll have no problem proving it. Show me a test. A doctor's note. Something. Her friends exchange nervous glances before one of them jumps in. She just found out. She hasn't had time to go to doctor yet. Are you that stupid? Turn gaze back to Jessica. Is that true? Ask, keeping voice steady. Because if it is, we'll handle it the right way. But if it's not true, and you're lying to me, this conversation ends now. For a split second, her face twists with panic. Before she quickly tries to mask it. Why can't you just trust me? She asks, voice rising. After everything we've been through? Why would I lie about something like this? I don't trust you. Reply, voice cold but steady. Because you've given me every reason not to. So again, prove it. If you're telling truth, we'll deal with it. But I'm not entertaining empty words. Her friends start shouting again, throwing insults, but tune them out. Eyes stay on Jessica. Doesn't take long for her to look away. That split second of hesitation tells me everything I need to know. Group eventually storms off, cursing me under their breath, calling me every name they can think of. Jessica's performance, though convincing at first, had fallen apart. Don't let it shake me, but would be lying. If said it didn't leave me uneasy, what if there was some truth to it? Few days later, truth comes out. Katie reaches out again. Same person who tipped me off about Jessica's behavior before. Seems to be following our breakup chaos. She assures me Jessica isn't pregnant. Had made whole thing up. Jessica had been spiraling since she found out I'd moved on. Fake pregnancy was her last-ditch attempt to trap me into taking her back. Honestly isn't shocking. Just disgusting. Block Jessica on everything immediately. Whatever lies she's spreading, or plans she has. Not my problem anymore. Meanwhile, keep moving forward with Diana. Someone who actually values me. Jessica thought she was irreplaceable, but she was the one easily replaced. As for her, she's been couch surfing, dropped out of school, after her parents refused to support her. Don't care anyway. She got what she deserved for taking everything she had for granted. Life moves on. My face when I finally found someone who appreciates me. My face when Jessica lost everything trying to play games. My face when I wasn't the replaceable one after all.